A Celtic star has sparked controversy after his weekend display, and a pundit has some serious concerns about the officials. Transfer whispers are heating up around one of our players, and a growing fan base is getting bigger by the day. Plus, what one of our stars got up to after Saturday's win. It's been an eventful 24 hours, but first make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic got a great win over Motherwell at the weekend, and it saw them close the gap on Hearts at the top of the league. Hearts travelled to Kilmarnock and dropped points after Neil McCann's side earned a 1-0 win. The Hoops could not extend the gap on Rangers, with Danny Roll's side leaving Paisley with 3 points after a 1-0 win over managerless St Mirren. Celtic were 1-0 down in their game, and it looked like it could have been another one of those afternoons. But up stepped Yang as the first half was coming to an end. He struck the ball into the bottom corner as Celtic went into half-time level. A few tweaks at half-time saw Celtic come out much better for the second 45. Their pressure paid off when they were awarded a penalty. Dayson Maeda was bundled over in the box, right in front of John Beaton. The referee didn't call the foul initially and had to be called over to the screen to watch the incident for nearly a minute before making up his mind. This, for Chris Boyd, is a worry. Not the penalty, he agrees with that being awarded, but how John Beaton did not see this in real time. Speaking on Sky Sports, Boyd said, "For me, I think it is a red card, but the worry for me would be the referees. John Beaton is one of our experienced referees. He shouldn't need to go to VAR. That's a clear penalty all day long. You can see that straight away. It's a clear penalty kick, no doubt about it." Now for the main story, as Julian Araujo arrived at Celtic on loan in January when Wilfried Nancy was still manager. He was the Frenchman's first and only Celtic signing, and it turns out he was a great addition to the squad. When he was brought in, there wasn't much excitement around the signing, but his performances and personality have certainly won the fan base over. Struggling for minutes at Bournemouth, some are hoping that Celtic can strike a deal with the Cherries this summer to bring the Mexican to Celtic permanently, and according to Araujo's mate, the chances are high. Doing a Q&A on Instagram, he was asked the chances of seeing his brother from another mother at Celtic next season. Jay gave a teasing response. Araujo was simply made to play for Celtic. The passion and energy he gives off is like nothing you've seen before. If there is the possibility of making a deal happen in the summer, hopefully, something can be worked out. Alistair Johnston will battle it out to be the starter, which will bring the best out of both him and Araujo. It could also give Colby Donovan the chance to head out on a good loan and get some consistent first-team minutes. He's been brilliant this season and was very good stepping in on Saturday. In other news, Celtic's afternoon victory over Motherwell has suddenly taken on even greater significance after Hearts slipped up in the evening kickoff. The Edinburgh side travelled to face Kilmarnock in the 8 p.m. Premiership match, knowing a win would restore their breathing space at the top of the table. Instead, they left Rugby Park empty-handed. The result means Celtic have closed the gap at the summit to just 2 points, setting up a dramatic run-in with 8 league matches remaining. For much of the season, Hearts have been setting the pace in what has been an unpredictable title race. Celtic's form has fluctuated during a turbulent campaign that has seen managerial upheaval and injuries disrupt momentum. But football seasons can turn quickly, and Saturday's sequence of results could prove to be one of the most important days of the campaign. Earlier in the afternoon at Celtic Park, Martin O'Neill's side recovered from a shock early setback to beat Motherwell 3-1. Young Hyun-jun struck twice while Thomas Kavankara converted a penalty as the Hoops responded strongly after going behind. At the time, the win simply ensured Celtic kept pressure on the teams above them. A few hours later, that pressure told. Hearts went into the match against Kilmarnock knowing Celtic had already collected 3 points. Rugby Park is never a straightforward venue, and the hosts delivered a result that has tightened the title race significantly. With 8 games remaining in the Premiership season, only 2 points now separate Hearts and Celtic at the top of the table. What once looked like a comfortable position for the Edinburgh club suddenly feels far less secure. Momentum in football is rarely linear. Celtic have shown signs that they can grind out results even if performances aren't there. The win over Rangers at Ibrox in the Scottish Cup was a significant emotional lift. Saturday's comeback victory over Motherwell kept the pressure on. Now Hearts' defeat has dragged the Glasgow side firmly back into the title conversation. The next few weeks promise to be decisive. 8 games remain, the gap is 2 points, and the margin for error has almost disappeared. For Celtic, the message is simple. Keep winning, and the pressure shifts entirely onto the team above them. Saturday night has ensured the race is very much alive. In other news, the Yang Gang started off as a bit of patter and tongue-in-cheek, but over time, the wing has drawn new serious members to it. The club is now serious, behind a winger who's been impressing since Martin O'Neill stepped through the door for the first time this season. A brace at the weekend will see some new members join the Yang gang, and he deserves it. The gang has made its way to the dressing room, and the South Korean winger is aware of his fans. Yeah, I've heard about the Yang gang, he admitted to the Herald. It's nice, I like it. Of course, it's great to have people supporting you. Yang has been great this season. If we're being honest, he was only one of a few who got pass marks under Nancy, and he's definitely benefited from the Frenchman's time at the club. He now tracks back and helps out when Celtic are under pressure, pressing wingers on the right side of the pitch. He was great at it at the weekend, helping Colby Donovan out. His greatest goal in a Celtic shirt will be forgotten, though. It came against Rangers under Nancy. He got the ball from a throw-in, drove forward and beat a few defenders before riffling it in high at Butland's near side. Hopefully he can recreate it in the post-split derby. In other news, Hyun-jun collected the Man of the Match award on Saturday evening after he put in a starring display against Motherwell. Celtic conceded midway through the first half, but the South Korean ensured that the Hoops went into the break level. Celtic got a penalty in the second half while Motherwell were reduced to 10 men, and then Yang scored the third for the Hoops, his second of the afternoon. It was a good all-round performance from the winger, who has got better and better this season. Having played 102 games since his arrival in the summer of 2023, he's become a starter for Celtic, but it nearly all looked so different. This summer, he was close to a move to Championship outfit Birmingham. Yang was down at St Andrews, but the £3 million transfer fell through, with Birmingham frustrated by the delay on Celtic's side. The winger has now opened up on the fallen-through move, admitting he was sad at the time. He said, "It's true, I was very close to leaving, but it doesn't matter anymore. The transfer window is something every player needs to go through. Just because that move did not happen doesn't mean I was sad about it. It just motivated me to practice and prepare even harder here. I think you can see that in the games and in my performances. I am very happy. All I want to do is focus on the team and trying to win every game. That's what I have been doing and will continue to do. This is my third season here. The first 2 seasons were hard. Maybe I didn't play as much at times. He's not let the failed move affect him this season. He's kept his head down and worked hard. It's turned into a blessing in disguise. Celtic have needed Yang this season, and he's delivered too. He's also the only player who looks to have benefited from working briefly under Nancy. He's now constantly tracking back and helping out defensively. Lastly, Yang Hyun-jun swapped Celtic Park for Old Trafford less than 24 hours after firing the Hoops to victory with a double. The South Korean winger was the hero on Saturday as Celtic came from behind to beat Motherwell 3-1. Martin O'Neill's side had fallen a goal down before Yang dragged them level, sparking the comeback. Tomas Kvankara then put Celtic in front from the penalty spot, but the final word belonged to Yang. The winger wrapped up the points with his second of the afternoon, sealing an impressive turnaround for the Hoops, and after playing a starring role, Yang treated himself to a Sunday trip south of the border. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.